How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good. Good to
Good.
see everybody.
Good.
Even that guy illegally filming that license plate back there. You know that's illegal. You can't do that.
I was getting.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I have no idea if that's true. It just seems weird though to do that.
We're live streaming this, Merritt.
Hey, I'm not the one filming the license plate back there.
Going for the white of the car.
Oh,
Gotta
gotcha.
make sure everybody looks good. I already got you off the belt.
That's right. You got that upper deltoid.
Question, everyone knows cases are going up. County judge in Long had an availability today saying, look, we got to change our behavior, we got to rein it in. From your perspective, do you look at personal responsibility to change behavior? And how do you balance that with, does the state might need a governor to do something?
Well, look, I think there's no way around it. We have to refocus on the things that we know work and that are within our control. What's within our control is whether or not we wear these masks. I've been saying for a long time, not a political issue. It's just a public health decision to wear the mask to keep yourself and others safe. So we've got to really, really focus on that. And of course, social distancing, we got to do that, but I think what's been happening is that we've been getting a little more lax as time has gone on about, well, maybe I can go out for drinks with just a few people. Maybe we can have a few people over. That's got to stop. For right now, we really need to get back to being very serious about really only going out when it's necessary and minimizing our interactions that way and really taking the social distancing seriously. The hygiene part, I think everybody understands you got to wash your hands and use sanitizer, but I think we've kind of gotten lax about the social aspect of this, and we've got to get real focused on it again. It's going to get harder as, again, we're coming up against more holidays again. Thanksgiving, Christmas, these things are, trick-or-treating and Halloween, things that we're conditioned and used to socializing around, we can't do it. We just can't do it.
So kind of echoing the sentiment, don't eat indoors at restaurants, museums, movie theaters, all those things that are now in that red risk mark.
While the cases are moving in the wrong direction as rapidly as they appear to be moving, we listen to the county and we take our lead on public health from the county. And the county is telling us, and what UT Southwestern's most recent study is suggesting, is that cases could start to get back up to that 900 a day range as early as next week. And when you add that to flu season, that could be a very scary situation in terms of overburdening our hospitals. So it's just time to really get back to taking seriously the social distancing and avoiding gatherings that are not absolutely necessary.
Mayor, how are you framing your messaging for Black and brown communities who are disproportionately higher rate for both COVID and flu but are not getting tested?
We are working on making sure that we do our best to work with community organizations, nonprofits that have even better connectivity to Black and brown communities, to get them the information that they need to make sure people know where we can get them tested, trying to provide PPE directly to some of these communities. Because again, the best thing we can do right now, our most effective weapon in keeping this case count down and getting things moving in the right direction again, will be things that we actually have control over ourselves, wearing masks and avoiding these gatherings. So it's an education issue and it's a PPE issue, and those are things that we are utilizing local community organizations, faith institutions, churches, pastors, nonprofit organizations that have credibility and connectivity to the community to make sure that everyone knows, Black, brown, low income, you name it, what we need to do to get this case count going in the right direction again.
We have one more. We're going to pull those from another element.
Sure.
It's on the year anniversary of October 20 tornadoes from last year. The question is just kind of general thoughts on the anniversary. Where do we stand coming back, recovering from that?
So it's been a year since we were hit with the most destructive tornado in the history of the state of Texas. I think $2 billion worth of damage was done, hit a very densely populated residential part of our city. It caused just an incredible amount of economic damage and a lot of disruption to people's lives. It's still very fresh in my mind because even though it was a year ago, I was on the ground the very next day and saw a level of physical destruction I've never seen outside of an action movie. I mean, I saw overturned cars and blown out buildings. I saw the gym at St. Mark's completely demolished. I saw, the damage at Walnut Hill Elementary School and Thomas Jefferson. We've made tremendous progress in a year in terms of repairing a lot of that damage. I'm obviously very disappointed that the federal government and FEMA didn't actually award a disaster declaration to us to help assist in that. But our people are resilient. We've been, even in spite of that, we've made a pretty remarkable comeback. And the Preston Rural Shopping Center and the areas that were really leveled by this tornado look a lot different today than they did a year ago. So my heart goes out to the people whose homes are still tarped and whose businesses are still tarped and who we have not quite gotten back on their feet yet. But the city's committed to making sure that the permitting process is as streamlined as possible and that those requests to do repairs and whatnot are as expedited as we can to get those folks back on their feet too. But I'm very I'm impressed with the ability of that community to come back from this, but we still have a little work to do in that area for sure.
You came to get your flu shot today.
Yes.
How important is that for people to get this?
So glad you asked about the flu shot. So here's the deal. I got a flu shot today. I get a flu shot every year, but it was absolutely critical that I get one this year to send the message to folks that we need everyone to go out and get a flu shot this year. And I'm going to tell you why. The flu shot has been proven to do two things for people. It either prevents you from getting the flu altogether, or if you get it, it lessens the symptoms. It makes it not as brutal. It causes people to require hospitalization a lot less. Why is that so important? Well, when COVID-19 cases are on the rise like they are, and given that the symptoms of COVID-19 and flu are so similar, what you don't need is the hospital system being overrun by people who are exhibiting COVID-like symptoms, which are the same thing as flu-like symptoms, who actually have the flu and not COVID, but still need to be hospitalized. Now we are flooding the hospital system with COVID patients and flu patients. Well, we don't have a COVID vaccine, so we can't stop people from getting COVID through a vaccine, but we can actually stop people from requiring hospitalization with the flu. So we absolutely must do that. I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. So I'm trying to tell everyone who, within the sound of my voice, get a flu shot this year. It is absolutely critical, and it will help avoid our hospital system being overrun. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that question. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Tristan, you're done for the week, man. Success. Not quite yet.